Hi, in this video I want to talk about the importance of keeping your setup costs low and the impacts that it can have on your profit. There is a saying in real estate that your profit or loss on a property is made at the point of buying. The same can be said for rental arbitrage, certainly over the first 12 months. Your profit is directly impacted by your setup costs. Let me show you how. There will always be basic setup costs on any property. You need to set up utilities, get cable, internet installed, bedding, towels, kitchen items and bathroom items, etc. If you rent a property that needs to be furnished, then clearly your setup costs are going to be higher. It needs to be furnished for beds, tables, chairs, sofas, TVs, etc., etc. The more you spend, the higher the setup, the lower your profit. If you can find a furnished property, then it will mean lower setup costs. It will also mean less hassle finding furniture and less hassle removing furniture at the end of the lease. In fact, my personal strategy is to try and find furnished or semi-furnished properties if possible. Whatever your strategy is, whether it's to go for furnished or unfurnished properties, the important thing to remember is that your setup costs dictate the point at which you will start making a profit. The higher the setup costs means it will take longer to recoup your expenses. In the following example, I use values of $1,000 and $4,000 to show you the difference between a lower and a higher setup cost and the impact on your profit. Imagine we have found a furnished property that only needs basic setup costs. The rent and utilities are $1,000 a month, and the average monthly income is $2,000. What does this show us? Well, it shows us that in month 2, we will start making a profit when we recover our setup costs. And at the end of the year, we hopefully will make a potential profit of $11,000. Now let us look at the example of an unfurnished property. The costs are considerably higher. The other figures in the example are the same as the one previously given, so $1,000 rent and utilities a month, etc. What does this show us? Well, it shows us that it's now the 5th month when we start to make a profit. And it also shows us at the end of 12 months, we now only make $8,000 potential profit. Things in life rarely go according to plan. So let us imagine that instead of getting $2,000 average income per month on our property, we now only get $1,500 a month. How does that affect our figures? Well, for the furnished property with the low startup costs, we can see that it's now month 3 when we start to make a profit. And at the end of the year, the potential profit is shown as $5,000. Now let us look at the property with the higher setup costs. How has the lower average income affected those figures? We can see that it's now month 9 where we start to make a profit. And at the end of the year, it's showing that we will only make $2,000. I hope this video has been useful in helping you to think about your setup costs and how the amount of money that we spend on this directly impacts our profit, also the point where we start to recover our costs and begin making a profit. We all want our properties to be desirable, and there will always be setup costs. We just need to make sure that we don't go overboard and are careful how and where we spend our money. My personal view is to target furnished properties where possible, and while there may be a premium paid on the rent, it drastically reduces the initial outlay and it's a lot less hassle. Regardless of the type of properties that you go for, always keep the setup costs as low as you can.